All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back to the simulation room. Hope you've all gone ahead and taken your blue pills because we're going to dive deep into the matrix today. Take a look at some Bitcoin and what the heck is actually going on with the Bitcoin market at this particular moment in time. Big news. I'm sure everybody already knows that Elon Musk went ahead and dumped quite a bit of Bitcoin just yesterday, actually, which kind of caused a panic in the market. So um, it's going to be interesting to see how quickly the market's going to be able to go ahead and make a rebound. We're just going to go ahead and give everybody a quick second to file in. I know that I've got a couple of people that had some very specific questions. So let's go ahead and give everybody just maybe a minute or two before we get the ball rolling on this thing. I just want to go ahead and thank you all once again for joining in. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and fire them off in the group chat while we're rolling, and I will try to go ahead and address them as quickly as possible. That, or if you have any comments, any any witty comments, just go ahead and shoot them out, and I'll, just don't say anything too rude. All right. So it looks like we've got a couple people coming in, joining us right now. Let me go ahead and just pull up my webcam real quick. All right, so here we go. Topic of today's episode is Bitcoin. Is it going bull? is 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 Bitcoin going to do that 80% drop that everybody's been talking about over the past couple of weeks? No, it's not. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and let's drop this thumbnail real quick. All right. Let's pull up the webcam. Awesome. Hey, how's it going, everybody? All right. So let's go ahead. Sorry for the lighting. My apologies again on the video and image quality. Again, I was hoping to go ahead and get the DSLR set up for this episode, but it's been a crazy ass week. We had an emergency vet visit. Our cat broke his jaw somehow. It's just been an absolutely insane past couple of days. Question of the day is, am I wearing a wife beater underneath my tank top? Answer is yes. Why? I have absolutely no idea. I've got no logical reason, no logical explanation for that. So let's go ahead. Let me pull up this monitor right here. Let's start taking a look at the markets. And actually, let's see. Let's pull up the trading view. There we go. And actually, I've got a quick list of things that I wanted to touch base on real quick before we start taking a look at the markets. I've been getting a lot of questions on via the social media about like what's a market cap, what's market cycle. Can you go ahead and explain that to me? And then I know that there are a lot of people out there that are wondering how to go ahead and buy some of these smaller altcoins that aren't easily accessible via your primary exchanges. So we're going to go ahead. We'll cover a few things quickly before we go into the market analysis and start talking about what Bitcoin's doing, what we can expect from it over the next few days, maybe over the next few weeks. And then I also want to go ahead and start taking a look at how you should be building your portfolio this particular moment in time in this current market cycle. A lot of people have been making a lot of money on some hype coin and stuff like that, and we're going to take a look at some quality coins to be investing in right now at this particular moment in time. just given the fact that now, this deep into the market cycle, a lot of investors, I guess their knowledge base is maturing about cryptocurrencies, about how crypto works and blockchain technology, how DLT works and everything along those lines. So I think that some of the more seasoned investors are starting to go ahead and kind of hold back on buying into all the hype on some of these hype coins. Doge being a huge one. I mean, anything that Elon Musk has been pumping over the past 6 months, I think it's probably about time to go ahead and cash in your wins and move that money into new markets, because who knows what the hell's going to happen with Doge. I mean, Elon Musk went ahead and the Musk whale, he went ahead and he pulled all of his Bitcoin just a couple of days ago. I mean, actually that was yesterday. Let's take a look at that chart for yesterday. I mean, there was a huge fucking dump in the market right there. That's a lot of Bitcoin right there, right? So a lot of people went ahead. I mean, of course, not all of that is Musk coin, right? But a lot of it is actually probably just stop limits that were getting triggered, and then there was more panic after that happened, and then we ended up dropping all the way down to about 46K yesterday. Some people went ahead, bought in. They had their limits set. They had some good money shots set in place right there. They wrote it up, and they're doing pretty good. They're up about 4K on their buy-ins. So we'll see. We'll take a look at what the Bitcoin's doing, and then we'll start taking a look at those investments or those quality coins to go long term on. Or to go long on. So anyways, but before we get started, let's go ahead. Let's cover a couple of quick things. So first off, I want to just briefly talk about how to go ahead and buy some smaller coins that you're not able to go ahead and purchase on Coinbase or Binance. First off, I mean, you've got three options, right? You can either go through your wallet, you can go through you can go through a swap, or you can find a smaller exchange that that offers a diversity of coins that you can't typically buy on some of the larger exchanges like Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, CoinMama, eToro. Really, as far as the large central exchanges are concerned, I really just trade through Coinbase and Binance, and then I do a lot of my smaller crypto trading on Bitmart. I want to go ahead and throw out a huge shout out to Fuming Wang over there at Bitmart Support. You really helped me out a lot over the past couple of days. I had that ticket that I was sitting on for a couple of weeks. Just want to say excellent job. Excellent job, Bitmart team. I know last week I was kind of slamming you guys a little bit for the slow response times. But then again, I did go into a brief explanation of, you guys are seeing a huge increase in volume on the site right now. We're on the exchange. And so I just want to go ahead and thank you guys for reaching out and going ahead and providing some quality, some top-notch customer care. So thank you again, Fuming. I appreciate it, guys. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's take a look at those three options that we've got for purchasing the smaller coins. So first, we're going to take a look at the wallets, right? Just because that's going to be the simplest way to go ahead and purchase some smaller altcoins. There are so many wallets out there. I only use two. I use MetaMask and I use Trust Wallet. Those are two phenomenal wallets that you can go ahead and purchase everything through. You'll have to go ahead and download either a web browser extension, or they also have their wallets available on mobile devices, so both Android and iOS. So, but either way, access to the wallets is super simple. All you have to do is either download the Chrome or the Brave web extension, or download the mobile app. So I've gone ahead. I'm just going to pull up. Oh, that's Binance Chain right there. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and pull up a new tab right there. Got a couple of trades I was looking at. So I'm going to pull up my Brave browser, and you can see here up in this top right-hand corner, I've got MetaMask right here. I don't have Trust Wallet downloaded, or the Trust Wallet extension downloaded and installed just yet, but just to give you guys a brief example, I went ahead and downloaded and started up a new account through MetaMask for my Brave browser. Let me just go ahead and get signed in real quick. So, caps lock on. There we go. All right, so here we go. Here's the MetaMask extension right here. As you can see, I don't have anything in this account. This is just some mock-up account that I started up yesterday. But what you can do here is you can connect to a few different networks. Ethereum mainnet. You've got the Ropsten test network, Kovan, yada yada. You have to jump through a couple loops to go ahead and get the Binance Smart Chain set up on your MetaMask. So the primary reason why I use two wallets is because of networks, network usage, and compatibility. So MetaMask is actually a dApp that's built on the Ethereum chain, right? Whereas Trust Wallet is built upon the Binance Smart Chain, right? So that makes the availability for specific tokens. It opens up availability for specific tokens on each one of those networks. So if I was taking a look at a token on the Ethereum network, I would just go ahead and I would use my MetaMask account to go ahead and make a purchase on one of those smaller tokens. And likewise, if there were a token that were available on the Binance Smart Chain that I was interested in, I would just use my Trust Wallet to go ahead and purchase that specific token. So anyways, that's pretty much, that's the primary reason why I use the two wallets. You can go ahead, you can go through, you can using the wallets is pretty straightforward, right? So here on MetaMask, all you have to do is, let me take a swig of coffee. I've been meaning to do that for a few seconds now. I was getting super confused. It was frazzling my brain. Okay, so MetaMask is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All you have to do is you just click Add Token. You go ahead and let's jump onto the Ethereum mainnet. So you can go ahead, search through the tokens. Let's say that we want to find Wrapped Bitcoin, something like that, Ren, something like that. We just go ahead, we hit next, and then we say back. Oops, there we go. Oops, sorry, my bad, players. There we go. Right, Bitcoin, okay, add tokens, okay. So now we're here, right? So now we can go ahead and start swapping. We can make some purchases from the mobile app. Same thing with Trust Wallet. You want to go ahead, you've got to set your slippage rates. I'll do a detailed video on some of that stuff here soon. Getting yourself familiarized with the wallets when you're first starting up is kind of a confusing thing, because you've got slippage rates that you've got to go ahead and put in. You've got to go ahead. You've got to swap out USDT for whatever coin it is that you're trying to purchase. It's a little confusing, so I will do a specific video on how to do that here within the next couple of days. I've been meaning to post some more content or some educational content over the past few days, but like I said, it was just a crazy ass week. I didn't really have enough time to go ahead and get some stuff done on the YouTube front. So anyways, so that's pretty much how to go ahead and use your wallets, or I mean, not how to use them, but that's one way of purchasing smaller altcoin that you can't find on some of the larger exchanges. Another way to do it is, one quick note. So when you go ahead and you make a purchase through one of the wallets, what it does is it does an ACH withdrawal from your checking account. So all you do is you just use your debit card. You say, hey, I want to buy this. You just purchase it on your debit card, and then you go ahead and sometimes you'll have to go ahead and buy USDT, or you'll have to buy ETH or Binance or BNB or BSC in order to go ahead and purchase a specific token. But for the most part, you can just go ahead. You can make your ACH deposit and buy that coin directly through the wallet. So, I mean, it's, the wallets are, kind of tricky at first, but once you get the hang of them, you're good to go. Another way that you can go ahead and buy this smaller chain or some of these smaller altcoins is to go ahead, if you already have a Coinbase or a Binance account set up, all you do is just go ahead, you buy either you buy whatever crypto you want, or if you have some extra ETH or some extra Bitcoin just kind of sitting in your portfolio somewhere, all you have to do is just set up a new account through a smaller exchange like Bitmart or KuCoin or something like that, and you just go ahead, you transfer that over, make a deposit, and you can use that coin to go ahead and make your purchase. So that's what I ended up that's what I do with Bitmart, just because you can't do ACH deposits directly into Bitmart. You actually have to buy coin outside via a third party first. Then you have to deposit that coinage into your Bitmart account in order to be able to go ahead and buy some of the smaller altcoins that they offer on their site. So let's see. And then, I mean, that's really it. Those are the primary ways those are the two easiest ways of going ahead and buying some smaller coins. You can always get set up on a swap, and you can just buy the coin directly through the swap as well. I've actually, I don't think I've ever used a swap. I've just, if I've needed or had some sort of a tickle to go ahead and buy some smaller coin, I've just done it one of those two ways. I've just gone ahead and either done it through my wallet, one of my two wallets, or I've just gone ahead and just bought it on Bitmart or a smaller exchange that offers that coin. So anyways, those are the three primary ways to tickle. I can't believe I said that. So anyways, those are the three primary ways of how to go ahead and buy some of that smaller altcoin. So I'll go ahead, I'll post an in-depth video on how to use the wallets here in a day or two. I need to get some extra time to go ahead and put some footage together. So anyways, let's see. Also, okay, so we had a couple of questions this week on the Reddit about, hey, Future Sloan Bell, that guy that's trapped in the Matrix, that's giving me all this, all this sweet info on cryptocurrency. What's a market cycle? What's a market cap? Stuff like that. So, and actually, before we go further into this part, I just want to throw out a quick disclaimer. I am not your broker, right? So any trading advice that you receive from me on this channel, it's not it ain't legit, right? So, legally speaking, right? I'm not a broker. So when you trade crypto, trade it at your own peril, right? If you want to go ahead, take the safe route and trade through somebody who you can, take legal action against just in case your investments take a hardcore drop. Go through go through Goldman Sachs because they're fuckers. Anyway, anyways, I went ahead. I put together a quick little infographic on how to on what a typical market cycle looks like, and this is actually modeled off of Hoj, which actually did really well. It did phenomenally a couple of months ago. People were making some mad money off that thing. It just went on like a 4-day bull streak, and it shot the freaking moon, right? So that was awesome. A lot of people made a lot of money on that. I don't know if it's. I'm sure it's just a token. I'm sure it's just like an ERC20 token. But yeah. So congrats, guys. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let's pull this up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the webcam for a quick second, and we're going to talk about some of the minutia concerned with and some of the terminology that I throw out on occasion concerning market cycles and everything along those lines. So let's turn that off and let's go ahead. Let's jump into this infographic real quick. So here we go. So I don't know if I've got a pointer. Do I have the freaking pointer on? No. Okay. Well, whatever. We're just going to have to roll with it. So this is what a typical market cycle looks like. So we've got what's called an accumulation phase, right? We go into which typically goes ahead and results in some sort of a shakeout where people start to get nervous a little bit about the direction of where their investment is going. So they end up kind of selling out. There's a little bit of a dip. Then you go ahead and then some renewed optimism kicks in and it starts to establish a trend, an upward trend. And then right afterwards, we go ahead, we hit some sort of a bear trap, which is where Bitcoin is kind of headed towards right now. I'm not exactly sure where we're at as far as how deep into the bear trap we're going or we're at right now. But after that, there's a quick resolution of what's called FOMO, or fear of missing out, which is a massive reaccumulation phase that occurs right before some sort of pullback, and then you've got the peak of your optimism or peak optimism, which is the very peak of the market, and then that is followed by massive capitulation, right? So let me go ahead, let me twiddle around with this, the screen real quick to see if I can go ahead and kind of pull up my mouse. That way you guys can see it. So let's see. Transform. Defaults. Oh, whoops. There you go. Image when not showing. Man, I don't even know. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I'm assuming you guys can see my pointer. Let me pull up this on the Chrome. No, I've got. Here we go. Yeah, sorry guys, doesn't look like my mouse pointer is showing up. So we'll go ahead. We'll just kind of stick with with what we've got on the screen right now. So right now, as far as the Bitcoin market is concerned, we're kind of seeing a little bit of a bear trap. We're kind of falling into a little bit of a dip. Let's pull up the Bitcoin on TradingView, and we'll just kind of briefly take a look at what's going on there. So let's see. Damn, where you at, bro? Okay, there we go. Bitcoin. There we go. Let's actually close that. And let's close this out real quick. Okay. All right, so let me pull up the webcam again. Okay, so here we go. So taking a look at the Bitcoin trend right now, you can see that we're starting to kind of dome out right here. And that's a major indicator that we're going into some sort of a bear trap. I'm not sure exactly how long this bear trap is going to last. I'm not sure exactly how far it's going to drop. I mean, we can all just go ahead and safely assume that we're going to bounce somewhere off of this 200-day moving average, right? Probably we might dip a little bit below, and we'll probably maybe make a slow rebound over the course of maybe a week or two before the FOMO kicks in and it just starts completely launching again, right? To hit some of those 300K speculations that are out there. I don't know what it's going to hit. I'm kind of pessimistic, about Bitcoin hitting like $1 million or something this market cycle. I mean, that's a massive market cap right there. But anyways, if you're holding Bitcoin, if you've got Bitcoin in your portfolio right now, you can sell if you want, but it's going to make a rebound. So I would not go ahead and sweat this current drop too much. I mean, we're just going into a slight bear trap, right before, let's pull up this again real quick. Let's see. Okay. So you're going to notice that right before the market cycle closes, let me turn off this webcam. There's a huge peak, right? You've got two massive peaks that really kind of occur, right? People start to go ahead and freak out after the first peak. This is exactly what happened with Hoge, at least, right? And I'm using Hoge as kind of my model for this specific graph right here. But so Hoge went ahead. It had two peaks. It shot up to, I think, like I don't know, like 700 pips, and then it had a slight pullback. People went in, they bought the dip, they rode it all the way up to like let's pull up coin market cap. Hoge. But anyways, they were able to go ahead and pull it up to like 9,600 pips or something like that. Let's see, Hoge. And then there was massive capitulation right there. There was a massive drop. So let's go ahead. I'm going to switch you guys back on over here to the monitor. All right. So here, if we're taking a look at Hoge. So we're taking a look at Hoge. You can see exactly what happened. You can see that there was kind of that rounding that occurred right here. Let's take a look at this. So there was kind of that rounding or that domage that took place right here, dropped a little bit. Then there was some reaccumulation that occurred. Then the FOMO kicked in, shot up to 713 pips, dropped down to 369, and then it shot all the way up to, I think, 930 pips right there. And so, I mean, just massive gains for anybody who is buying in right back here. It was one of those crypto street bets or whatever. Just a lot of hype going on with this coin. So, but yeah, anybody who went ahead bought in at this particular point or this particular phase of market cycle right here is called the smart money phase. Then you get the institutional investors who start to come in right here. And then typically, right when the FOMO kicks in, is when public investors start coming in, and people who don't work for institutions, just your typical everyday Joe, they start coming in right around this point. There's typically always some sort of a sell-off right here, then there's a bounce back, some sort of a pullback. Sometimes it won't pull back this high, and it just kind of does a double head or a double top. It kind of double tops maybe right around the previous ATH, that, or sometimes you'll see a head and shoulders. So it really depends, but kind of, the best place to start watching your investments is right when you see that FOMO kicking in pretty hard and people just start like throwing all their money at it, and they're expecting it just to go like, 10,000x or 1,000x from the current buy-in point. And so that's where you go ahead. That's where you really start watching it. If you haven't gone ahead and invested into a specific stock or crypto before the FOMO phase, then honestly, you want to be cautious with your buy-ins. You don't want to go ahead and buy a top and then get stomped out by everybody who bought in at the low, at the initial coin offering, or at the previous dip or whatever. So just be cautious whenever you see things starting to shoot the moon, or they've been shooting the moon. Just be cautious where you place your bids, because a lot of people, that's the primary way people end up losing money in the game, right? Is just buying in right before everybody starts selling off. It's not a fun place to be. I've been there. I know plenty of people who've been there, and it's just not a fun place to be, just watching all your money just fly out the window. And especially when you're not a day trader, and you're kind of just, I don't know, for newer investors who are just getting into the game, they typically go ahead. They'll see everybody start to sell off, and they don't have any sort of an exit strategy, so they just end up going ahead and they just sell the dip, and they just totally screw themselves, because A, they lost all their fucking money, they lost all their fiat, and B, they then lost all their coin, or they lost all their stock. It's a trade-off, right? There's an equilibrium. It's, what game are you playing for? Are you playing for the money, or are you playing for the equity, right? I always play for the equity. That's something we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks. I'm an equity trader, right? I don't want to have to shoot the moon on whatever it is that I'm investing in. All I want is, I just want to be able to go ahead and build up my portfolio with more of that stock or more of that crypto. And, that way I don't have to shoot the moon, or I don't have to guess where it's going to peak out at. I can just go ahead and sell off whenever I feel comfortable. That's the smartest way to trade right there, especially if you're doing it as a hobbyist, or maybe somebody who takes it a little bit more seriously than just a hobby. Somebody who's actually, got some, they're taking a look at going ahead and really diving into the markets and trying to earn some serious cash, right? Equity trading is by far it's the smartest way to go. It's just as risky as scalping, because, technically you are scalping, right? I mean, you're trying to sell off at all the peaks, and you're trying to hit all the bottoms, right? you're never going to be able to go ahead and figure out exactly where where an asset is going to go ahead and top off at or where it's going to bottom out at. But so long as you're kind of within the typical zone of where people are buying in at and selling off at, you can go ahead, you can build some serious equity, right? So but we'll talk about trading strategies probably sometime next week, I'm thinking, because I have been getting quite a few questions on like scalping techniques and stuff like that, what indicators I use, everything along those lines. I really, and just to briefly kind of go over the indicators that I use, I really just use the Bollinger Bands, stochastics, and your volume, right? Those are really the main three indicators that you need. Oh, and of course, moving averages, right? Because everybody likes to go ahead and use the moving averages as some sort of a indicator of which direction the asset is headed, right? So we'll go over investing strategies here. If I'll try to do something within the next few days. We'll do something this weekend. How's that sound? We'll spend our Saturday morning kind of taking a look at a few of those strategies. But there's a whole bunch out there. There's like the Ichimoku clouds. There's the something alligator, something like that. There's a bunch out there that I don't really go ahead and I don't use. It's really just going ahead once you've got a feel for how to trade. It's more about learning how you psychologically react to what the markets are doing, right? And you've always got to be thinking a couple steps ahead and just go ahead and keep your cool. You got to keep a level head when you're day trading or when you're swing trading or scalping or trying to build up your equity. It's all about maintaining a level head, thinking two steps, having some sort of an entry strategy or an exit strategy. And so we'll talk about all those things hopefully on Saturday if we get the chance. So anyways, let's see. We're already about 42 minutes deep into this thing. So I want to go ahead and wrap up. We'll dedicate maybe 15 more minutes to talking about what kind of cryptocurrencies you should be looking at. And you should be, what kind of cryptocurrencies you should be taking a look at this point in time in the market cycle. What are going to yield the greatest returns? And like I was saying earlier in the episode, I think that we've finally hit a point in the market cycle where a lot of the investors are getting a lot more savvy about, hey, this is a good coin to invest in. This is a shitty coin to invest in. This is just some shit coin or some hype coin that some celebrity is pumping on Twitter or something like that, right? So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the main types of cryptocurrencies that we want to be taking doing a quality fundamental analysis on. That way we can be the smart money, right? The guys who buy in right here, and we can be the guys that go ahead and yield the greatest returns. So there's a few that have hit my radar over the past few weeks. So we'll go ahead, we'll take a look at a few of those, and then we will go ahead and just try to go ahead and branch everything out as far as the types of tokens and coins are concerned. And we'll talk about how to go ahead and build a strong portfolio. So let me take a swig of the water, and then we're going to get started. All right. So as far as the different types of coins and tokens are concerned, you've got a few different categories, right? You've got network coins, right? You've got tokens which provide some sort of a service on said network, right? And the networks typically do go ahead and provide services nowadays. the older coins, some of the ancient coin or old coin. I'm just making up words on the fly right now, just wordsmithing. But some of the old coin like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Dash, Litecoin, they don't necessarily provide any sort of a service besides keeping a public ledger, right? Or a distributed public ledger or distributed ledger if we're speaking in technical terms, right? It's called distributed ledger technology. So those older coins, they don't necessarily go ahead and provide some sort of a service. What happened was after Bitcoin started to blow up, there was a coin called Ethereum that hit the market, right, which provided some sort of a service. It provided network connectivity over its blockchain, right, and that was the real game changer. It was when Ethereum hit the market, and they said, "Hey, you know what? We're not just a coin. We're actually we're selling the future of internet technology right now. We're selling network connectivity, and we are the world's computer, right? All you have to do is just use our network, so." I mean, Ethereum was such a game changer because now people are going ahead and they're developing cross-platform applications on the Ethereum network. These are called dApps or decentralized applications. It's literally, this stuff is the future of the internet. This is the next phase of the internet. We were talking about that a couple of weeks ago, where you had a couple of different phases, a couple of different generations of the internet. Blockchain, I think, is the beginning of this new generation of internet. But all of these networks that are kind of coming out of the DeFi space and the crypto space, these are, I think we're going to see some crazy technology hit the markets within the next 5 years. There's going to be, I love blockchain, everything like that. The technicals behind it, super interesting. But I personally don't believe it is the solution, right? I think that there are going to be some other solutions out there that are going to be faster and delinearized as far as the ledger is concerned and the transactions. So we'll get into blockchain technology and DLTs in a future video, hopefully next week sometime, where we can go ahead and start discussing, where we start talking about like what blockchain actually does, how it functions, everything along those lines. But the main thing is that, when you're investing in these cryptocurrencies, you're investing in technology, right? For the most part, there are some shit coins out there, some meme coins out there that aren't, they provide a blockchain, but it's all based off of Bitcoin tech, and it's all old, and it doesn't provide any sort of a service. So, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, Ethereum, it was a huge game changer when it hit the markets. And those are the types of currencies that we really want to go ahead and start taking a look at this particular point in time, right? Because a lot of people have been throwing all their money at hype coin and meme coin and stuff like that. They've been making some gains, right? But now people are starting to smarten up. They're starting to use their noggins a little bit more, and they're starting to go ahead and they're starting to see the trends. Hey, this coin, this coin was supposed to be the shit. We were supposed to shoot the moon with it. Why are we just going sideways right now? Why am I losing money right now? We're still supposed to be doing like another 100x. I'm supposed to be making my millions, and that's not happening for a lot of these people who are buying into all the hype coins right now. I want to go ahead and address one thing real quick. There are so many new auto yield coins out there right now. I mean, there's a new auto coin or auto yield coin that hits the market like every single freaking day. And I personally, I bought some Safe Moon when Safe Moon first dropped back in March, and we did good. It was a great investment for us. I think we bought in like day 3 or 4, something like that, and I mean we saw 1,000x return, right? We went ahead and we sold the peak, right? I mean, that's just how it is. We saw all the FUD that kind of kicked in a few weeks ago with War on Rugs on Twitter, going ahead and bashing Safe Moon. But you have to keep in mind that for a lot of these hype coins, you really want to be cautious. You want to see where people were buying in at and where the current level is. If a coin's already gone like 1,000x, people are going to, don't expect it to keep shooting the moon. People are going to sell, right? People, that's why Shiba's kind of taking a dip right now, is because people already did their 1,000x, right? I mean, some guy dropped $500 into Shiba Inu, when Shiba first hit the market back in January, and he said, he literally posted on Reddit, he was like, "Hey guys, I'm a millionaire now. Thanks a lot, guys. Dips," right? He's like, "I'm officially a millionaire," and he sold everything, right? And I don't blame him. I mean, you've got a lot of people who are doing that right now. When you start seeing the 100x, especially 1,000x returns on some of these smaller coins, right? Now, am I saying that some of these coins, these smaller coins aren't legitimate? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm a huge fan of Shiba Inu's dev team. I think they've got some really creative stuff in the works, right? And, I personally, just full disclosure, I went ahead and I sold my Shiba, right? But I do plan on jumping back into it to support the project, because for me, it's not, it's not just about investing in the technology. It's taking a look at the dev team, seeing what they're doing, what they're trying to do, and how creative are these guys? Are they trying to change the DeFi space? And if the answer is yes, if they're trying to do something other than build a wallet or an exchange, which you can practically do yourself with a bunch of free code that you can rip off of and packages that you can download off of GitHub, if they're trying to do something else besides that, then yeah, I mean, it's a worthwhile investment, right? Shiba, I think they've got a crazy creative team, a crazy creative dev team, and I'm excited to go ahead and buy back in here within the next couple of days. I'm just waiting for all the dust to settle, right? I'm just trying to build my equity in that coin a little bit right now. So I sold it. I'm taking everything that I got off of the Shiba, and I'm going to reinvest it, once the dust kind of clears. So, but these auto yield coins, I mean, it's almost like an epidemic right now. There are so many that are dropping and hitting the markets every single day. Be cautious when you're getting into one of these auto yield coins. If they've already done 1,000x, be super cautious. If they've done 10x, then yeah, I mean, you can probably go ahead and try to push it for another 10x. I would say, when you hit like 2 to 5x, start looking at the charts a little bit more frequently. Just make sure that, there's not any panic, and there ain't no panic at the disco, and people aren't going to be pulling their shit out on you, right? You don't want to be getting stomped out. But if you're buying into a hype coin or some sort of an auto yield coin or meme coin that's only gone like 10x or something like that, and is being offered on an exchange, I would say that it's still safe to go in on those coins, right? You're still going to be able to go ahead and pull off at least 2x out of that coin, right? Hopefully 5x, hopefully 10x. fingers crossed you go 1,000 or you go 100x on that shit, right? Sorry if I'm swearing a lot today. This is, I'm just, this is how I normally talk. If you want it, if you have any complaints, feel free, go ahead, post them on the chat, or cancel me on the Twitter, But I typically my language isn't that bad. I just dropped the S bomb a few times, so my apologies if I'm offending anybody out there. Let's see. So another category we should be taking a look at are NFTs, right? So back to what we were discussing earlier, you've got coins that offer blockchain networks, and then you've got tokens that provide services based off of those particular blockchain networks, right? So, and those tokens, they're starting to get super creative, right? Like one that I really like that I don't have in my portfolio right now, just because I'm waiting for a bit of a dip, is Scale, right? I've been watching Scale like a hawk, I mean, I'm waiting for people to go ahead and start buying back into it, or I'm waiting for everybody who bought in around like 8 cents to kind of like drop out. That way I can go ahead and, I have clear direction of where that investment is going, right? I mean, it's kind of been bouncing between 40 and 80 cents over the past several months. And I'm not a fan of that, right? It's like, I want to own Scale, as a long-term investment. I don't want to just, buy in at like 49 cents and just keep watching it do this, right? That is not what I want it to do. So I'm waiting for a lot of people who bought in early to go ahead and maybe just sell, hopefully, and maybe we can drop it down a little bit, because that'd be awesome. I'm all about the Scale. But right now it's just not the time for me to go in. And I was saying that about ADA, like, a month ago, and look what it's doing right now. It's shot up to like $1.90, something like that. I'm still kind of waiting for some sort of pullback on the ADA. I'm sure we can probably go ahead and get it dropped down to $1.20 again, $1.18. I think once it does that, I'll go back in because I'll be comfortable with that specific market price. Everybody who went in and was picking it up for like 10 cents per coin back in November, I'm sure that they'll pretty much have been at that point in time, they'll have already sold off, and so I'll be ready to go ahead and ride ADA all the way up to $10. And depending on what the dev team does, we'll see. I think that it's a great long-term investment. It's probably a coin that I probably won't even sell. I'll probably just skim the top once we hit like $5, $10. Hit some personal milestones, and then I'll probably just hold the rest and just see what it does over the next few years. I mean, so that's the kind of technology that we're taking a look at. We're taking a look at tokens that got super sidetracked right there. So right now, at this particular point in time in the market cycle, we want to take a look at coins and tokens that offer some unique service, right? Either A, they've got a crazy cool dev team that's doing some really creative stuff, or B, they've got a super technical dev team that's doing some really cool technical stuff. So I've got a list of a few that I'm super excited about right now. We were talking about Mveda a couple of weeks ago. I just briefly went over it, but Mveda is one that I see some awesome application in the commercial industry with. I mean, it's targeted specifically for the medical industry, right? And it's all about going ahead and providing some sort of database for hospitals and medical networks. It's all about providing a database for them so that they can use for whatever purposes they have in mind. I need to go ahead and I need to read through the white papers with fine comb, but I mean that's an incredible application of blockchain technology right there. So Inveda is one that I'm bullish on. I don't own it. All these coins I do not have in my portfolio right now. So there's some full disclosure right there. I don't own any of these specific tokens or coins just yet. I am looking to go ahead and purchase some of these over the next few days, maybe to a couple of weeks, depending on what each one of these coins does. And I think maybe Saturday, we'll go ahead, we'll take a look at these coins and these tokens individually. We'll see what they've done in the past. And because I don't want anybody getting like super, super crazy excited and just going out and saying, oh, hey, the simulation room guy, he went ahead and said that Inveda is a sweet ass crypto. I'm going to go ahead and buy it right now. I mean, honestly, right now is a good time to buy Inveda. It's only gone up like maybe 2 cents over the past several months. So, and it's starting to go ahead and it's gaining a little bit of attention right now. So, Inveda, it probably is a good time to go in. But another one is, let's do this. Since we're already running over an hour right now, let's just talk about the categories of coins and tokens that we want to start taking a look at right now, so we can be the smart investors. And Saturday morning, we'll go ahead. We'll take a look at some specific coins that I'm super bullish on, and we can do a technical analysis on those coins. We can figure out some good buying points, and we can try to speculate how high we expect these coins and tokens to go ahead and get to over the next maybe couple of quarters, right? So let's just go ahead. Let's jump back to the categories, right? So you've got blockchains, or you've got the networks that offer some sort of a coin via their blockchain. You've got tokens that are offering some sort of a service, and a token that are being run off of a specific chain, whether it's Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain, right? So we want to be taking a look at tokens that are doing something super creative. They're doing something super technical. Let's see. Right now, NFTs got a lot of sizzle. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you've got at least 1, 2, or 3 NFT centric cryptos that's in your portfolio right now. I know that I specifically I'm really bullish on Engine, just because from a developer's standpoint, I was taking a look at their documentation, everything along those lines. I think that they've got the broadest spectrum of services that their APIs go ahead and provide. So I'm really bullish on Engine, even though it's already shot up a shit ton over the past few months. I know that it's probably already gone like 100x or whatever. We'll take a look at the charts on Saturday, but that's one that I myself personally, as a developer, am really bullish on, because I think that it's got the best long-term game plan as far as some of these NFT platforms are concerned. So NFTs, I think they've got tremendous potential in the future. It's not just for art and media and publishers and stuff along those lines. It's got a huge variety of applications that I personally see it being used for here in the future, and actually here in the near future. So Yeah, I would say that right now, you know, kind of start going ahead and backing off of the hype coin a little bit. Um, Start backing off of, I mean, be super cautious when you're going into some of these auto yield coins because it's super risky, right? I mean, a lot of them are going ahead and they're charging like 10% transaction fees, which is, if you're buying in late in the game, I mean, and the crypto already goes ahead and starts dumping on you, and you're already starting to get stomped out from your buy-in point, you know, you have to go ahead and, sometimes you're placed in a situation where you're going ahead and you're selling off maybe at your break-even point. But at that point in time, you're actually losing 10% of your investment right there. So that's why I'm not super bullish on some of these auto yield coins. I'll probably go back into SafeMoon eventually within the next couple of weeks once I see kind of some sort of clear direction of where it's headed. I'm of course always looking for the dip, right? But but mainly I just want to see some sort of direction of where an investment is going, right? Right now, SafeMoon is just kind of all over the place. It's been hitting some ceilings. It's been dropping down, to some crazy floors. I mean, it hasn't taken a huge drop over the past few days. I haven't taken a look at it today, but I don't think it's really dropped any lower than like 800 pips, if that's where it's sitting at. I haven't really seen it drop below that over the past few days. I'm not sure where it's at or what it's done today. Like I said, I haven't really been watching it too closely. I'm just waiting for the investors to make some sort of decision on which direction they want to take that asset, right? I think that right now there's a lot of new investors in that, or newer investors in that coin who are starting to go ahead. They were feeling the FOMO, so they bought in, and then they got freaked out because it wasn't doing anything for a couple of weeks, and then they hit some sort of a peak, then they sold off, and it's just been a nonstop reoccurring cycle with SafeMoon over the past few weeks. Honestly, it's May 13th now. We've been doing this for a month now. Me as a seasoned investor, I want to see a clear direction of where an asset is heading. Right now, I don't see that in SafeMoon, so I'm holding off. I've still got all my, I've still got a lot of money that I went ahead and earned off the SafeMoon. I'm just waiting for the investors to decide where they want to go ahead and take that market. So yeah, just any auto yield coins like SafeMoon, SafeMars, any of these auto yield coins that are charging 10% transaction fees, just be super super cautious where you start placing your bids at. Like SafeMoon, I love the community. They've got so much positive energy. Them and Shiba, those are two of the most positive communities out there. They're always posting, and they've got huge communities. They're always, posting memes on the Reddit. They've got some crazy, quirky jokes and inside humor that they're talking about, right? And the energy in those communities is what really is what really goes ahead and drives those coins, and is what's continuing to drive those coins right now. I wish that the SafeMoon dev team was a little bit more innovative. I wish that they had some bigger plans other than just a wallet and an exchange. It's like, well, everybody else is doing that too, bros. Come up with something creative. But for me, I stuck around for the community because there's a huge community. And I really want to see some of these people who bought in later in the game. I want to see them make some money, right? I'm just not the type to go ahead and say, oh, I'm out. I made my money. I'm out. It's like, I'll probably go ahead and, I'm just waiting for things to kind of level out. I'll go back in. I'll, me being the nice guy that I am, I'll go ahead. I'll ride it out with them until we go ahead and we hit some sort of a ceiling and we see some sort of a clear indication that the market cycle is ending. But I think that as far as the auto yield coins are concerned, I still think the Safe Moon is going to be your safest bet. It already hit 1,000x. I know a lot of people were selling off. Just be cautious where you place your bids. But then again, you do have investors like myself. We already did the 1,000x that want to buy back in, because we love the community so much. There's so much positive energy out there. I think that there's still a lot more room for growth for Safe Moon. And I think there's some crazy growth in store ahead for Shiba Inu, right? I mean, it's already gone. I'm not sure what kind of return the original investors are seeing right now. I haven't taken a look at the chart in a couple of weeks, but I think that Shiba Inu, it can hit like a cent easy, right? So I think that it's still got plenty of room for growth. I mean, its market cap, I think, is only sitting at like 85 mil or something like that. So it's not a crazy, insane market cap. We can still push this thing another 10x at least. And I think that if the dev team keeps it up with all the creative endeavors that they're involved in, I think that we can go ahead and I think Shiba Inu still has further growth. I mean, we might see like 80 bill or something like that, an $80 billion market cap, something along those lines. So if you're worried about Shiba tanking, I would say just kind of stick it out for right now. It's I think there are a lot of people that are going to be filtering in from Doge. That in fact, I know there are a lot of people that are starting to move their money from Doge into Shiba. It's a lower market cap coin, so everybody who ran up Doge with Elon Musk and the Olsen twins, right? They went ahead and they got out and they're placing their money into Shiba because it's not some shit coin that's overhyped right now. It's got some actual value to it. I mean, so does Safe Moon. I mean, they've got a great dev team. They're doing things besides offering just a cryptocurrency. They're actually trying to expand their business. So I would go ahead. I would say that you are good. You're safe with those two coins. I know that Shiba's kind of taking a bit of a dip right now, starting to drop a little bit. But I think there's tons of room for growth for Shiba. I would say don't sell off all your Shiba just yet. You wait for a pullback, skim a little bit off the top, and then go, and then keep hodling because there's still a lot of growth to be seen in the Shiba market. Same with Safe Moon, right? We just got to go ahead, and the Safe Moon community just needs to figure out which direction they want to take this, right? There's been a lot of freak out, and I blame War on Rugs for that. I know that, some people in the community want to say, oh, hey, let's not finger point, but I mean, let's be real. I mean, there was one team of dudes on the Twitter that screwed everything up for everybody, right? I mean, we were going to shoot, we were going to do another solid 100x. I mean, we were going to hit like a $200 billion market cap. But that was completely just cut off by one tweet, right? One tweet saying, oh, the devs are going to pull the rug on everybody like right now. This is not a legit coin. It's like, well, this is like one of the first auto yield coins out there. I mean, if not the first, so I'm sure there were a couple of other auto yield coins out there beforehand, but it's like these guys were, if they weren't market innovators, then they were awesome marketers, right? Because they went from, a market cap of just several $1,000s to a market cap of $8 billion within the span of a month. So, that's a sign that an asset is worth kind of hanging on to, even though it's already kind of seen a massive return. I would say don't, keep hodling, Safe Moon. Keep doing your thing. Let's just figure out which direction we want to take this, right? Go ahead. It's about time that we do another 10x. So take all your freaking stop limits off, right? Quit selling off at 1,000 pips or whatever the current ceiling's at. Let's take it another 10x because other investors are watching you guys. I'm watching you guys, right? I'm watching you guys like a hawk. I want back in, right? I want you guys to make some money. So go ahead, back off the sell orders, guys, because I want back in. And I know a lot of people who went ahead and sold off, that are trying to build their equity because that's a coin that they believe in. They want back in too. So Safe Moon, love you guys. Get it together. Let's back off the sell orders. Anyways, let's wrap it up right there. It's already 8:15. We've already done an hour and 15 minutes on this episode. So let's go ahead. Let's plan on taking a look at some smaller altcoins that I think have tremendous potential sometime Saturday morning. I'll go ahead. I'll get everything set up. Hopefully I can have some more visuals and stuff for you guys. I've got big plans for this channel. I've got quite a few projects that I want to go ahead and integrate just as far as the graphics are concerned. I'm a developer myself, so I want to go ahead and do some sweet scrolly stuff where it's showing the crypto prices and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm glad you guys were able to join me again today. It was a pleasure having you guys here. Love you guys. Stay safe investing out there. As always, just watch where you're placing your bids. Don't go chasing the bull runs, right? Take a solid look at what the markets are doing. I only buy dips, right? Just go ahead and buy the dips, right? I mean, we'll talk trading strategies maybe next week sometime. But until then, I will see you guys Saturday morning where we'll talk about going along on some great investment opportunities. And we'll take a look at the fundamental analyses of some coins, some smaller altcoins that I think have tremendous potential. So I will see you guys then, Saturday morning. Go ahead and let's see. I'm pulled up on. We got my Twitter tag right there. So go ahead, follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter. I kind of post what my thoughts are throughout the day on particular markets. Not gonna lie, I do a lot of pumping, so that's something that I'll go ahead and I'll make a mental note to cut off or to knock off. Because I do a lot of pumping, and it's mainly just me kind of cheering on everybody else and some of the other communities. I was pumping Shiba pretty hard a couple of weeks ago. I was like, man, we're launching right now. Keep hodling, we can do it, right? So I might calm down a bit on the cheerleading and just provide some real time technical analysis on there and just be realistic with what I'm doing. I think last night I was slamming Elon Musk. I was saying, oh yeah, the dude's a douche. He went ahead, pulled all of his Bitcoin. Watch, it's going to go ahead and go parabolic now, which obviously it did not do. And I don't think it's going to do that. And I don't know. Typically on Saturdays, like I've said before in previous episodes, Saturdays are super bullish. Typically, they're either going to be super bullish or super bearish because, everybody's home from work for the weekend, and they're sitting there, they're watching the markets, right? Sundays, typically, typically go red, right? I've seen a couple of Sundays that do go green, but you're going to see some sort of a massive bull run on a Saturday, and then you're going to see people that are just you're going to see day traders and swing traders go ahead and just kind of slowly trickle out of their investments on Sundays. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this Saturday, because this is going to be the first Saturday that I'll be doing a live stream during the Saturday Slam. So that's what we're going to start calling it, the Saturday Slam, dogs. So anyways, I'll go ahead. I'll see you guys Saturday morning. This is great seeing you guys again. Thanks for joining in. Stay safe out there, and keep it real. Make that money. All right. See you guys.